had a crappy day at work, so I really hope this album puts me in a better mood.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Hey everybody, my name is Caleb and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reacting to Billie Eilish's third studio album titled Hit Me Hard and Soft. Honestly, sitting down to react to this kind of feels like a full circle moment for me because my first ever video that I made for YouTube was Billie's second album, Happier Than Ever. Billie's second album was the first time I ever decided to even try making reaction videos, and I haven't posted too many videos since then, but it is really cool being able to look back and see all the work that I have done so far and see the little community that I've built here on YouTube, which is really awesome. So yeah, it's just really cool being able to look back and see all of the videos I've made from then up until now. But enough about that. This video is going to be entirely dedicated to Hit Me Hard and Soft. I was actually out of town when the album originally dropped, and I just got back home a couple days ago, so I finally now have time to sit down and react to this. So I've been able to see some people's preliminary thoughts on the album, and honestly, I have only seen positive things about this album, which is extremely exciting. People have said that this is some of Billie's best work, if not her best album to date. So I have really high hopes going into this, considering I already love her previous project so much. I also saw online that Billie said this was a full sonic soundscape of an album. It's not meant to be listened to in pieces. It's meant to be listened to all together. It's really important to process the production as well as the lyrics all as one. So that's why I'm in my car today, so I can kind of get a bit more of a surround sound feel of the album versus just sitting at my apartment and listening through a speaker. But yeah, I am super excited, so let's go ahead and jump into this. All right, so I just pulled up the album on my phone. I see it is 10 tracks and has a runtime of 43 minutes and 50 seconds. When I first saw that this album was only 10 tracks long, I was a little bit surprised just because her first album is 14 tracks and her second one is 16. So I kind of expected her to stay within that range for this project as well, but she definitely makes up with it for the length of this project. I mean, 43 minutes and 50 seconds, that means every single track is on average over 4 minutes long, which is awesome. And obviously I haven't heard any of these tracks. She didn't release any singles for this album, so she's really making everyone go into this album without any idea of what the soundscape is, which is really exciting. Anyways, let's go ahead and start with the first track on this album titled Skinny.
People say I look happy just because I got skinny.
People say I look happy just because I got skinny, but the old me is still me, and maybe the real me, and I think she's pretty. This reminds me a lot of Not My Responsibility, because in that interlude she talks about how people perceive her and her body and how she portrays herself to the world. And that's been a topic of conversation surrounding Billie for years at this point. Basically ever since she stepped into the spotlight, people have had something to say about her body and the way she presents herself, which is just so fucking weird. You have no right to be talking about other people's bodies and the way they present themselves to you. That is not your place to give your opinion. I don't know, that's just so weird to me, commenting about other people's bodies when you don't know them, you don't know the backstory or anything like that. That's something that I feel like all women in the industry experience, but especially with Billie, since she was a child. This is something that she has dealt with quite literally from being a child on, so I'm sure that has had such a detrimental effect on her mental well-being. Beautiful vocals. Ooh, that run! Come on, Billie. Wow. She says here, when I step off the stage, I'm a bird in a cage. I'm a dog in a dog pound. My interpretation of that is that the industry has already put her into this box at such a young age, and the general public perceives Billie in one way and one way only, and it restricts her ability to expand and grow and try new things. Right there, right there. And the internet is hungry for the meanest. Kind of funny, and somebody's got to feed it. She's saying the internet's always going to have shit to say, and someone on the internet is going to be getting the short end of the stick. Oh my God, Billie, your vocals! Absolutely gorgeous. I love how much you can hear her vocal progression over the years, which is insane because she was already such an amazing vocalist. I love the amount of support that she has on her vocals, especially at that part. It's almost like she's sitting in between a whisper and a belt, which is extremely hard to do. You have to have such good control on your voice to be able to do that. And she just did it so beautifully right here. No issues at all, which is insane. I want to hear that one more time. And doing all the runs with it, gorgeous. Oh gosh, that flip up on her voice. Wow, that was beautiful. Oh shit, we still have like another minute. Oh, she's giving us a full instrumental outro. How beautiful. Those strings, come on. Phineas, I know you were up in that production studio just working your ass off, and it's showing on this track right now. It sounds so good. All right, I'm gonna pause a few seconds before. I have a feeling that this album's gonna be very flowy. Like a lot of the tracks are gonna just blend one to the next. So before we get to like the absolute end of this track, just final thoughts. Absolutely gorgeous opening, very sad, but I feel like this is a really good transition from Billie's previous work to now, especially with her releasing What Was I Made For in between Happier Than Ever and this album. This song really dives into the struggles of being a woman in today's world. So story-wise, I feel like it blends really nicely between the end of Happier Than Ever with Male Fantasy into her work with the Barbie movie and now into this. All right, we're gonna see if Skinny flows into the next track, which I believe is Lunch. Oh yeah. Hell yeah, let's go. Ooh. Okay, she said, all right, we got the sad shit out of the way. We're gonna pick it the fuck up right now. I could eat that girl for lunch. Yeah, she dances on my tongue. Tastes like she might be the one. All right, Miss Billie Eilish. Ooh, nice production. Oh my gosh. Now she's coming up the stairs, so I'm pulling up the chair and I'm putting up my hair. She said, baby, I got some work to do. I'm gonna make you feel good, and by the end we're gonna be speaking tongues, literally. Ooh. Oh hell yeah. I'm just thinking about it. I could not imagine writing this kind of track with your brother. That is insane. Like, listen, I know they are besties. They are literally two peas in a pod, but I don't think I could write something like this with my sibling. That would have to be a DIY project because this is a lot. Oh, I think that was one of the lyrics that she teased before the album dropped. She's the headlights, I'm the deer. I don't remember where that was at. I think it might have been like on a billboard somewhere, but I'm pretty sure that was a teased lyric, which is cool. I like how the production is stripped back a little bit here. Oh, love that synth coming in. Nice, and the vocal chop here for this outro, really nice. This song was really fun to listen to. Very straightforward message. I don't think I need to explain that to anyone. I think this song is gonna be even more fun live. Like, seeing a live concept of this is gonna be amazing. I'm so glad I was able to get tickets to see her. I'm so excited. All right, let's go ahead and get into track 3, Chihiro.
I think that's what it is.
I love that guitar. Ooh, I like her flow on this part. Oh my gosh, again, the vocal control. Like, to get up on those notes, come on, Billie. Come on. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, I'm already so excited to hear this one with headphones on. I'm gonna be so honest, I'm like not even paying attention to the lyrics. I'm just so encapsulated by this production. And they just added some new element, like a little synthy movement element. Like whatever the hell that little run is in the background, beautiful. This almost reminds me like of something that The Weeknd would make. The vocal production right there was really, really interesting, or like the vocal layering that they did. I don't know what exactly they did because it wasn't like a full octave split, but there was some sort of distortion on her voice. It sounded really, really good. Yeah, like I don't know what exactly the vocal production is here, but I really like it. Yes, come on, bring back that hook. She's just fucking running up and down those scales like it's no problem. This really does feel When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go inspired, which I know Billie said that this album really felt like a connection to the musical styles that she was intrigued by around the time that When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go came out. So I can definitely tell vocally and production wise it is inspired by what she had produced during the When We All Fall Asleep era, but this definitely feels like the more grown-up version of it. I'm really enjoying this so far. The fact that this song has been going on for almost 4 minutes and it has not felt like that to me at all is really, really good. Wow, again, the production on the vocals. Oh my god, the production! Are you fucking kidding me? It just flowed so beautifully. Again, like this feels like something The Weeknd would be singing on. I love it. Wow. Phenomenal track. I really enjoyed that one. Do I know what she was talking about? Absolutely fucking not. Again, was not paying attention to the lyrics really at all. That production just had me in a chokehold the entire time. It was so catchy. But really, everything on this one was a solid 10 out of 10 for me. I have no notes. All right, production. Ooh. If I'm turning blue, please don't save me. I wonder if that's gonna be a connection to the last track, Blue. I'm sure it would be. But also I wanted to talk about previously in the verse, she says, till I'm in the grave, till I rot away, dead and buried. To me, that feels like a direct tie to Bury a Friend. So again, I feel like there's a lot of connection between this album and her first one. And this is a cute track too. Wow, that's so cute. Birds of a feather, we should stick together. And then later on, can't change the weather, might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better. I think the full phrase is like two birds of a feather, basically meaning like two like soulmates, two people who just click with one another. And so she's saying, I want to be with you forever. It may not be forever, but if it is, then that's amazing. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh. Beautiful vocals. Another thing I thought about this song is that obviously Billie could be singing this to another person. She could be talking about a relationship she has with someone else. But I feel like this song can also really apply to Billie's relationship with herself. And basically her saying that she's gonna love herself until the day she dies. And making sure that she's good and healthy in everything that she does. Which is a really good tie back to Skinny with her talking about her loving the old version of herself or her past self. I love all of the ad-libs in the background on this chorus. Come on, vocals! You better get up there, Billie. Wow, that was another really good track. I also saw somewhere that this is going to be in the newest season of Heartstopper, which totally makes sense. This is such a cute ass song. So I feel like it's going to fit perfectly in the Heartstopper world. But again, don't really have too much to say on this one. Again, the message is pretty straightforward on this one. I feel like not only is Billie talking about an actual relationship with another person, but she's also talking about the relationship she has with herself, where she says, I will love you till the day I die.
Things fall apart. She was crying on my shoulder, but I see her all the time.
Oh, beautiful vocals. That chord progression was so gorgeous. I want to hear that again. Oh, just like the push and pull of that is so good. Ooh, like that the production's picked up a little bit here too. Nice, consistent build up. Oh, come on, Billie, with the vocals, yes! Oh my god. Again, I want to hear this with a headphone so bad. Oh, it's still going. Wow. Oh my god. Again, that was a song I literally was just listening to the production. I got so lost in the production of that one. So I want to look through some of these lyrics really quick because I'm sure there's a lot to discuss with this one that I just was not picking up. basically Billie is telling the story of consoling a friend during a breakup, but then Billie herself starts developing feelings for her friend's ex and feels bad for having those feelings and pursuing those feelings. I feel like in a situation like this, the best thing to do is just be transparent about how you're feeling and what you're thinking. Communication is just so important. So just lay out what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and you know, that's the best way to hash those kinds of things out and be able to actually come up with a solution like adults. Anyways, this one was so good. The vocals were so beautiful. I'm really enjoying all of the productions on this so far.
Whatever state I'm in, man, am I the greatest?
Hell yeah, Billie.
Like you don't want me naked.
Wow.
The greatest.
Wow. Holy shit. The chorus, man, am I the greatest? My congratulations. All my love and patience. All my admiration. All the times I waited for you to want me naked. Made it all look painless. Man, am I the greatest? Message-wise, this reminds me a lot of Tolerate It by Taylor Swift. Billie's basically saying, I'm putting my all in this relationship. I'm giving everything I have to you. And it seems like you don't even have the time of day for me. But I put on a facade and I pretend that everything is fine, even though I'm hurting inside. So basically Billie's saying like, man, am I the greatest at hiding my pain, hiding my sadness in order to appease you and appease this relationship. A very, very sad message. Another thing that I love about this chorus is the fact that her voice keeps going up as the chorus goes on. And I feel like that helps to add to the tension of the lyrics themselves. You know, she's talking about this pain and this emotion building up inside of her, and her voice is also going up. So it helps to emphasize that expansion of her emotions and her inability to contain them. Really, really smart writing. Wow. See, so like her voice is going up to help emphasize that tension. Oh, come on, production. Oh, hell yeah. Come on, Billie and Phineas. Fuck yeah. Hang on. That needs to be appreciated again. Holy shit. The fact that I literally was saying, you know, that tension building up. Oh, and then they did it with the production that time around. Yes. All right, I want to hear that again. Hell yeah. Come on, give us a happier than ever moment. Beautiful, beautiful. This is Hit Me Hard and Soft right here. Beautiful. I love all the belting. She sounds so good. And then just stripping that production completely back again. Wow, gorgeous. All right, there's still a few seconds left, so not sure if that's going to transition or not. But wow, that production exploding in that bridge was absolutely beautiful. I mentioned it while I was listening, but like this song right here is a definition of hit me hard and soft. And the message of this one too, I know I already talked a little bit about it at the beginning, but I also like how at the end she says, I shouldn't have to say it, you could have been the greatest. Basically saying, you know, like if you had put in the effort that I put into this relationship, you could have been the greatest to me as well. And you know, this relationship could have been the greatest thing that has ever happened. It seems like Billie got a lot of emotion out in this song, and it reminds me a little bit of Happier Than Ever with that big break at the end. But this one was just so freaking good. I really, really enjoyed this track. All right, I'm not even gonna bother trying to pronounce the title of this next track because I know I'm gonna butcher it. So let's just go ahead and get into track number 7. Wow, love her tone. This kind of reminds me of something that Madison Beer would sing on. This production reminds me a lot of her album Silence Between Songs, which, sidebar, if you have not heard that album, you should definitely give it a listen. It's really, really good. But anyways, this kind of reminds me of the production style you can hear a lot of on Madison's album. Damn. Ooh, all right, production. She really said here, I told you a lie when I said you were the love of my life. Tying back to the previous track where they're saying like, we could have been the greatest. It's like once she got out of that relationship and she was looking back on it, she's like, actually, you know what? That was bullshit because you were actually not the love of my life because I'm moving on to bigger and better things. I don't know if those tracks are like actually tied to one another, but in my mind they are, and I love that progression.
My stomach upset all the time.
Hashtag IBS. Damn. I like the vocal production on here. It reminds me a little bit of 8 off of her first album. Oh, we're getting like a switch up here. What the fuck? All right. Again, this kind of reminds me of The Weeknd a little bit. Wow. Okay, I was not expecting this at all. Damn. Come on, Billie. Holy shit. Oh my god, and that's just the end. I was not expecting that switch up at all. Again, I have no idea what the fuck she's talking about. I just keep listening to the production and just getting lost. That one line cracked me the fuck up though, with her saying, "You were so mediocre." She was like, what a mid-ass person that I was with. I'm so glad it's over. I'm really excited to listen to this track again, mostly to try and pick up a little bit more of the story. Again, the production just got me. Yeah, from first listen, man, this is literally like 2 songs in one. We got a 2-for-1 special. All right, track 8 is The Diner. Are we gonna be eating lunch again? Or are we eating dinner? Are we having a snack? Like, what's about to happen in the diner? I don't know. We'll see. All right, interesting. Wow, I'm trying to read the lyrics as I'm listening. Right here, she says, "I'm here around the clock. I'm waiting on your block. Please don't call the cops. They'll make me stop and I just want to talk. Bet I could change your life. You could be my wife." Those lyrics remind me of NDA because in that track, she talks about having a stalker following her around and stuff like that. So I wonder if this is a direct tie back to that and her kind of, you know, working through that traumatic experience. Wow, that's creepy as fuck. Oh my god, in the bass? That is so creepy. I waited on the corner till I saw the sitter leave. Was easy getting over and I landed on my feet. I came in through the kitchen looking for something to eat. I left a calling card so they would know that it was me.
Ew.
On this genius annotation, it says Billie is likely referring to one of her previous stalkers, which she previously sung about in Getting Older and NDA on Happier Than Ever. There's a whole quote, which I'm not going to read, but then later it says, with these lyrics, she steps into the mind of the stalker's self. Taking on that persona in this song is so creepy to me. This song also kind of reminds me of Tag You're It by Melanie Martinez. Just that idea of being stalked on the street and, you know, having that sort of creeper following you. Ooh. The lyrics are very uncomfy on this song and the production definitely matches that as well. So songwriting wise, it is really, really good. It's really smart, but it's just making me so uncomfortable. Oh my god. I want to rewind it a little bit to hear that drop again. Like this drop right here. Ugh, I don't like it. I like it, but I don't like it. It almost sounds like some sort of fucked up carnival ride. Ugh, I don't like that. Just bring a veil and come visit me in jail. Oh my god, like this stalker persona that Billie's taking on is so obsessive. Oh my god. I saw you in the car with someone else and couldn't sleep. If something happens to him, you can bet that it was me. I'm sure Billie's stalker situation influenced a lot of this song, and that is just so fucking scary. I could not imagine how terrifying that must have been for her. That is awful. I would never wish that on anyone. Oh my god, and having the number at the end, 310-807-3956, and like just repeating it over and over again while you hear sirens in the background, that is fucking creepy. On Genius, it says, that number is a number that is found on Eilish's website. When called, an automated recording of her will appear with the words, "Hello, hello, wait, I can't hear you. Hello, hello, hold on, let me call you back." When this contact is saved through WhatsApp, you can fill in a questionnaire to receive messages from Eilish. It's cool that she added that in the song and that, you know, that's kind of interactive for fans, but in the context of this song, that is fucking terrifying. Production-wise and songwriting-wise, I really enjoyed this song, but again, it just made me feel so creeped out, which is definitely the point of it. Like, they did such a good job of making you feel uncomfortable while listening. Whoa, all right, production, damn. Oh my god, the beat.
outside of my body.
Oh my god, the production. Ooh, wow, and the distortion. Oh my god, this was the noise that was in the promo. She posted something, it might have been on Insta. That was the noise that was part of like the promo. Cause I remember hearing that and being like, oh, that's creepy as fuck. Wow, it's like the song completely switched up. We're getting another two-parter song here. God, this song is so interesting to me. Oh my god, new production elements. Again, I've said it so many times on this album, but I cannot wait to hear this one with headphones. Isn't that the title of one of the previous tracks? L'AMOUR de ma vie? Yeah, it is. Holy shit. So obviously the two tracks have a connection to one another, which is really cool. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more closely the next time I give this a listen through. Ooh, it's starting to slow down. Holy shit. And another production thing to round us out. Holy shit, I love the production on this. Damn, that was such an interesting track to listen to. Again, I don't have much to say. I know I try to read the lyrics as I go through, but I don't know, something about this album, I just am having the hardest time focusing on the lyrics because the productions are just so intriguing. And just listening to Billie's vocals, like, I don't even know what she's saying, but she just sings and sounds so beautiful. I cannot focus on anything else. Basically what I'm trying to say is that in Bittersweet, she mentions multiple tracks in a row and then that trend continues down into Blue. And she's done that before, which is what this Genius annotation says. So I'll just go ahead and read it. This is not the first time Eilish has done this. She plays with references to other songs in her debut album in the closing track Goodbye and an NDA from her sophomore album Happier Than Ever. So I think that's really cool that she has kind of done some sort of reference like that in all of her albums. I'm sure other artists have done things similar to that before, but I love the fact that that's something that Billie has done on all of her projects. It feels very Billie to me. I also just feel like that helps to make an album feel so much more cohesive when you intentionally make ties to other tracks. It helps to tie different things together and really help to just paint a story and build a world with the album that you're creating. Not only is it something that is listened to in chronological order, but it's almost like a web that, you know, you can tie something back to here, something back to here, you know? So I just think that's so cool when artists do it. And again, Billie does it so well here. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump into the last track on this album, Blue. Ooh, gorgeous. I love that cadence. There it is right there, Birds of a Feather. Yeah, right there, that line too. I don't remember what track it ties to specifically, but in the back of my mind, I'm still overseas. So again, that whole tie back to previous tracks and building a web between your tracks to make a fully fledged story with multiple connections to multiple things is just so cool to me. The vocal layering is gorgeous, as always. And we're transitioning again into like a new song, like part 2 of the song. I love that she's been doing that on this album. It just makes every song feel so unique. And again, it keeps you on your toes production-wise. You don't know what the next thing will be. And I also feel like that just helps to tie in the whole idea of the album title, Hit Me Hard and Soft. Like, you're getting multiple parts of a song and, you know, they sound very different from one another, but everything works nicely together to make one whole song, one whole album. Gorgeous. Ooh, shit. Oh, wow. I I don't blame you, but I can't change you. Don't hate you, but we can't save you. She's basically saying you have a lot of trauma, you have a lot of baggage, and I don't blame you for the experiences that you've gone through, but I can't fix your problems for you. That's something that you have to do on your own time. It's not my responsibility to handle your problems. It's written so simply, but it does what it needs to do. It hits. I wonder who this is about. I have no idea who it's about.
Oh my God.
Another switch up, and the vocal production here is really interesting. Her voice is brought down. Wow. Actually, I wonder if her voice is brought down a little bit in order to almost make it like a call and reply. In the verse, she says, like, you were born reaching for your mother's hands, victim of your father's plans to rule the world, too afraid to step outside, paranoid and petrified of what you've heard. But then her voice drops and it says, like, and I could say the same about you, born blameless, grew up famous too, just a baby born blue. I may be reading into it too much, but it almost feels like a call and reply, as if Billie is taking on the role of the muse and talking back to herself. I think that is so freaking cool and such a smart way to do that as well. See, and then it switches back to her normal voice. Oh, that production! Oh my God, this production is gorgeous. All right, I had to pause because I found something so freaking interesting while re-listening to this album and also editing this video. So this little string moment that you hear is actually extremely important throughout this album. Let me explain. Hey there, I've heard that little melody 3 different times throughout this project, and it could be mixed in there more, but this is what I've heard so far just based on my first couple listens. So let me play those times for you real quickly.
Just wanted passion from you.
So as you noticed, you can hear that little melody in the first track, Skinny, in the 6th track, The Greatest, and the final track, Blue. So I think anytime you hear that little melody, that signifies an important part of the story that Billie is laying out in this album. When you hear that melody in Skinny, that is signifying the start of this story. You know, Skinny is kind of closing out her previous eras, her previous albums, and it's literally the opening to this new album and new era. So after Skinny's done playing, the next 4 tracks are in general talking about Billie like falling in love or at least getting into a relationship. And then once we hit The Greatest, you know, that's when Billie sort of comes to this realization that maybe this relationship isn't the best for her. And she has a lot of self-reflection in The Greatest. And, you know, that's when she kind of realizes that maybe it's time to move on from this relationship to bigger and better things. So again, we hear that melody at the apex of the song when, you know, the production is soaring, her vocals are soaring. We hear that melody come in once again to signify this is the apex of the album. This is the moment where the tide turns and my perspective on this relationship that I've been involved in changes. And then finally, we hear that melody one more time in Blue, which is quite literally the end of the story. It's the last track on the album. And Blue itself, I feel, is very encompassing of the entire album. It kind of lays out the whole story of the album within the track, but more specifically, it does serve as the final chapter. It kind of sums up what is discussed after The Greatest happens and kind of wraps up the second half of the album and kind of gives a finality to everything that perspires after The Greatest. So yeah, that was just something I found that I thought was so fucking cool, and I don't think I've seen anyone talking about that yet. So I just wanted to share that with you all. Let me know what you think about it, but it just really goes to show how thought out Billie and Finneas were with this project and how intentional they were with every single production choice. They didn't throw things into this project just for a wow factor. There was actual intention behind every single choice that they made, and it just shows their like genius and their talent when it comes to making music. I feel like I'm rambling, but truly it is such a privilege to be able to live at the same time as 2 geniuses like Billie and Finneas and be able to hear and appreciate their music. Like, you do not see that kind of talent and thought every single day. So I don't know, it sounds cheesy, but it's like an honor to be able to sit and enjoy their music and really dive into it. Anyways, let's get into the rest of the reaction. Wow, and that's the end. Oh wait, what did she say? Shit. Oh shit, right at the end, when can I hear the next one? that has to be a direct reference to like the music industry and just fan bases. You know, once an artist releases a project, a lot of the times people are like, oh my God, I can't wait for the next project. I can't wait for the next thing. Art is not something that is meant to be rushed. And, you know, unfortunately, I feel like in today's day and age with people's attention spans being slim to none, once something is released and someone's heard it, they're already ready to move on to the next thing. So I feel like that last line right there is really what she was talking about. But anyways, with Blue, that was also another very interesting track to listen to. I loved how many different like acts there were within it. It was really, really cool to listen to. All right, so we have officially come to the end of Hit Me Hard and Soft. Sidebar, but apologies for the lighting. The sun has started to go down. You know, my light source is disappearing. So I'm gonna make this outro pretty quick, just so, you know, I'm not filming in the complete darkness. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this project. I thought it was so interesting sonically. I mentioned it multiple times, but again, cannot wait to hear this with my headphones. I think that's gonna make the experience even better. Also, lyrically, I feel like I was not paying too much attention to the lyrics. I know there was a few things that I picked up here and there, but just sonically, this project was so interesting to me. That was the first thing that grabbed my attention, and it held on to my attention. In terms of how I feel about this album in comparison to her first two projects, I'm not sure. Obviously, with time, I'll be able to make a more solidified decision. As I had mentioned, this kind of feels like a little bit of a callback to When We All Fall Asleep, but it's still very different at the same time. There was a lot of different elements to it that we have not seen from Billie so far. She is continuing to expand her sound and experiment with her discography, which is really, really exciting. As of right now, I have no freaking idea how I'm gonna rank this album. Everything is kind of all over the place. There are so many different elements within each song that I really enjoyed. So I'm definitely gonna have to sit down and listen to this through a few more times to kind of get a more solidified ranking, but that's going to be an issue for me while I'm editing. So with that being said, here is my ranking for Hit Me Hard and Soft. Again, this is just going to be based on my first few listens, and I'm sure my ranking's going to change as different things resonate with me. But yeah, this is just where I'm at with the album right now, so let me know your thoughts of my ranking in the comments down below. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also, feel free to follow me on my other social media platforms. Those are going to be linked in the description box down below. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.